What's up, guys? So Errichto made a great video for us explaining how to do the buy and sell stocks 2 leak code problem. But I didn't understand the comparison he was making here. So you're comparing, you're doing some comparison in order to set best with stock and best without stock. So I wanted to go ahead and do an example to see if I could get a better intuition. So first, let's go over the algorithm. So we're calling this algorithm max profit. It takes an integer array of prices and returns an integer, which will be our max profit. So we go ahead and set best with stock to negative infinity, and I'm defining this as like when we own one share of stock. And best without stock, I'm defining as we hold 0 stock. And we're setting that at 0. And so the algorithm is very simple. We loop over each price, and we do a comparison in order to set best with and without stock values. Then we return the best without stock value. So going back to those comparisons, for best with stock, we compare the previous, as we're looping, we compare the previous best with stock to best without stock minus the price. And it makes sense here to subtract the price because when we're with stock, we're buying a share of stock, and we have to pay out the price in order to buy the stock. So our profit is reduced by the price of the stock. And so best without stock, we're comparing our previous best without stock to best with stock plus the price. And we're adding the price in this case because we own one share and we're selling for the price. So we add that price to our profit once we sell the stock. And so that's why the addition and subtraction work best there. So let's go ahead and work through an example, very simple. So we're going to input a price array where in time 1 the price is 1, time 2 it's 0, and time 3 it's 1. We're going to initialize best with stock to negative infinity and best without stock to 0. And so let's get a better intuition for those comparisons that we're making. So if we move left, we're gonna buy a share of stock. That's signifying best with stock. If we move right, that's signifying we don't buy any share of stock, where our total shares is 0. Okay, so if at time period 1, so when the price is 1, we buy a share of stock, our profit is -1 because we have to pay the price for the stock. If we do not buy, then our profit is 0. And now at this time period, we can set our best with stock and best without stock values. So best with stock is our previous best with, so negative, or best without stock minus the price. So 0 minus 1 equals -1. So when the price is 1, our best with stock is -1. Best without stock is our previous best without stock, so 0, or best with stock, -1, plus the price, which is 1. So -1 plus 1 is 0. So here our best without stock is 0. Moving on, when the price becomes 0, if we remain with stock on this branch here, we had one stock, and so we just hold. We can't buy an extra share, so our profit remains at -1. If we sell our stock, and now we have 0 shares of stock, we sell it for $0, so our profit is -1. From this branch here, if we buy a stock, our shares of stock will be 1. Our profit will still be 0 because the price of the stock was only $0. If we hold and we do not buy and our shares remain 0, then our profit remains 0. So now we need, from these 4 values, we need to figure out what is our best with stock and what is our best without stock. So best with stock, the previous best with stock, so -1, or best without stock minus the price, which means we're without the stock previously and we buy it in this round. So that would be 0. So we're comparing 0 to -1, we choose 0. Best without stock, we compare the previous best without stock, 0, to best with stock plus the price. So we sell at this, we own 1 share and then we sell for $0. So we're comparing -1 to, in this case, 0. So we're gonna take 0. So in this case, our best with stock is 0. Best with stock. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the next round. So, in this branch, if we own 1 share and then we decide not to sell in the last round, our profit remains -1. If we own 1 share and then we sell for, in this case, $1, our profit is the price of the stock, so 1 plus our previous profit, -1 or 0. So here we have 0 shares and we decide to buy. We subtract the price of the stock from our profit. So -1 minus 1 is -2. If we remain with 0 shares, then -1. From this point, we own the stock and we decide not to sell, then our profit just stays 0. If we decide to sell, we get the price of the stock at this time point, so 1. So we get, our profit is going to be 1 in this case. Here we have 0 shares. We decide to buy in this case, then our profit is going to be -1 because we paid $1 for the stock. If we decide to hold at 0, then our profit is going to be 0. So now of these, we need to figure out what is our best with stock, what is our best without stock. So best with stock is previous best with stock, so 0, or best without stock minus the price. Best without stock minus the price. So previous best with stock, 0, or best without stock, and we buy the stock. So -1 or 0, we're gonna choose 0. So best with stock is now 0. Best without stock is our previous best without stock, 0, or best with stock. So in this case, 0 plus the price. So we sell at this time point, and so that's 1. And so we're gonna choose 1 over 0. And so in this case, our best without stock is 1. And so this algorithm returns 1. And so that's just an example of working through like these buy and sell decisions at each time point. And it gives me a better intuitive understanding for what does it mean to compare best with stock to best without stock minus price, and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and sum that up. So best with stock is either the previous best with stock or best without stock and minus the price, because we're buying. We buy the stock, we give them the price, they give us the share. So we get the share, they get the price, and our profit is reduced by the price. Best without stock, the previous best without stock, or best with stock, so we have 1 share and then we sell it. So we give them a share and then we get the price. So we add the price to our profit. And so that gave me a better intuitive understanding for why we're doing these comparisons. And hopefully it helps me remember this moving into the future. Alright guys, see you later.